We'll go with the Dallas Cowboys now. Again, last time we were here, we were talking about the Micah contract rumors, and it was pretty heartbreaking to go through another instance where Jerry Jones just looks very incompetent. Looks like he can never read the room, cannot even read the temperature of his fan base. And Micah Parsons had enough. He let people know that he might want to seek a trade, which I don't know if I'm all the way bought into that. I think that's just a leverage play, a bargaining ploy. And I understand it from his standpoint. Like, if you want to pay me my money after carrying, this defense, it's a night and day effect, basically, when I'm playing and when I'm not. I understand his viewpoint. So as far as that happened, I haven't seen anything positive since our last podcast. I don't know about you, but I saw rumors floating here and there. I don't know if it's really, you know, newsworthy stuff about him almost being on the verge of accepting a new deal. But as far as it stands, nothing has still been resolved between the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons, which is very, very disturbing. And it could be a possibility that, he doesn't even play week one against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and that's going to be a real heartbreaker because, you're going to play a really tough game in Philadelphia. I don't know our luck at playing there in the last few years hasn't been the best. Obviously, they've former Super Bowl champions here. Need to have the star player, Jerry. You got to wake up, man. It's late into the training camp. We're about to have our first preseason game in a couple days against the Rams, which our scrimmage already looked rough enough against Los Angeles according to the Twitter people. But my goodness, it's just typical Cowboys, You can't get the drama, the drama has to be there even before the season even starts. And I mean, we're supposed to be, the Cowboys are supposed to be the perennial team in the NFL. They're America's team, for God's sake. And we always have these issues. Why do we get these disses from the players? Why do the players want out, whenever they do leave? Why do they talk shit about us? We don't get this crap with the Lakers. The Lakers are Showtime Lakers. They're the number one most recognizable brand in the NBA. All right, and the players go there and they love it, and they love the culture there. They love the idea of playing there. It's the same with the Yankees. It's the same with the I guess the Bruins, or the Maple. I guess the Maple Leafs are actually a really good comparison of the Cowboys, but
Oh, that's a perfect comparison.
the Cowboys just got to figure that crap out. And I think we know who the main culprit is of why that's the case. And we just said his big fat name. And I mean, it's just disappointing. It's disappointing. We're never gonna get out of this cycle. I know everybody's always, making that joke about, a specific, you know, somebody somebody not being the GM of the Cowboys anymore and the owner or whatever, but it's his son who takes over. It's not going to be anybody, that's going to have a different idea or different anything. They have obviously they're not the same person, but they definitely follow the you know, same record. So
Well, speaking of the scrimmage that you kind of hinted at between the Rams, that's going to happen before the preseason game, you hit the nail on the head. Apparently, it was a disaster, as we heard about Cowboys secondary coach David Overstreet irate at these players, especially in the Cowboys defense, not being able to contain, Devontae Adams or Tutu Atwell or Puka Nacua. I saw Kyron Williams whipped off a big one, to go all the way for a touchdown. And color me surprised, the run defense looks absolutely abysmal. I couldn't have called it. No way that we have no run defense. You're kidding me. There's no way we have no run defense.
what?
You got to be joking. No, of course, because we see Connor Williams rip off a big old breakaway down, the sidelines, putting a freaking peace sign up. I think he did. I need to look at the video again, but he basically knew he was in 10 yards out. And I feel like we're gonna see a lot of that this year if they don't make some more, interior moves, or if, somebody steps up, in the middle of the D line, because boy, I thought we could get some guys to really bolster this D line up the middle, and it's more of the same, sadly. pretty much. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it's you can't ever get so depressed about a scrimmage, right? You
Surely, surely
can't get
not.
depressed over a scrimmage, all right? You can't there's no subtle foreshadowing that's gonna happen. Look, preseason, man, the preseason, nothing all this matters, all right? All that matters is when the games actually do matter, all right? And so
Yeah,
why do you know you're getting the bad stuff out already? Yeah, that's what's happening. You're getting the bad stuff out already. By week three, we got Micah back. The team's happy and we're ready to go take on the division because we know it's not Philadelphia winning the division. The NFC East is a spinning door or what do you call it? I mean, it's basically a spinning
cool.
carousel with
Yeah,
the top of the division. So, hey, you got a chance here. Um, I don't want to say, there's a lot of times where the Cowboys actually do, the Cowboys, there's always these over exceeding up expectations. I really do think that the team's pretty decent. I think that, when you look at the team on the paper, I think that the team does look pretty decent. If they're healthy, they can definitely be competitive. If they can re-sign Micah, hopefully the running game is better on the offense and the defensive side. You get a chance, all right? You got a chance. Nothing matters right now. All right? Nothing matters. Hey,
sure,
keep
surely
that
nothing
hope.
matters. Yeah,
Keep that hope.
I'll keep my chin up just for you,
Keep that
teacher,
hope.
just for you.
When's the
Apparently,
last
you
time they've
know,
let you down?
apparently there's
Come on.
another another few calls of flags in the red zone between offense and defense, and Schottenheimer says, and I quote, "Easy correction." So hope I trust the guy. Apparently, some people are tearing him up for the
You
backwards
said that
visor.
really eerie. I mean, making him sound like some evil mastermind. Like he's got the stroking the cat and stuff, and you know,
Yeah, easy correction.
easy
How
correction.
about Joe Milton, by the way, ripping off a 75-yard bomb? People are saying maybe he's the future. If Dak is out here soon, if his days are winding down, the former Tennessee Volunteer, the former Michigan Wolverine, Joe Milton, possibly taking over for Dak Prescott. What do you think about that?
No,
I think that's fine.
I don't know. I mean, I do like Joe Milton. I do like Joe Milton. Um, I think that we need to, maybe not shut the door so quickly on Dak. I
Yeah,
mean,
pretty
I
much.
mean, let's wait for him to have a bad season first. I mean, it's all the bad things that he's done in the regular season is just get injured, I think, He's got some interception problems in the past, but I mean, he's I mean, he's still a good quarterback, and we're seeing Joe Milton do good in scrimmage. Talk about
Yeah,
scrimmage.
yeah.
I mean,
Not the
come
game,
on.
not the game. Talking about
It's just
scrimmage.
this false alarm, And I'm glad, maybe Joe Milton, maybe this kind of competitiveness, maybe this skill that he has brings Dak to another level. Some competitors like that. Maybe that gives Dak a new pep in his step, and if it doesn't and he gets hurt again, which is something that's very possible, or he's actually, you know, not good anymore, which I do not see happening, you got a good backup to go put in. So,
Hmm.
you know, a lot better than Cooper Rush, that's for sure. You remember when we cared, remember when we thought Cooper Rush was the truth?
Oh, no, I
I think
certainly didn't. I certainly didn't.
well,
I thought he was
we
a
were like
serviceable
what,
backup.
3-0 with him as a starter for a little bit, and then
Oh
he
yeah, he had a
messed up
solid
against
run.
Philadelphia.
Crazy, by the way. Cooper Rush now with Baltimore apparently, but it's gonna be weird not seeing him in the sidelines, getting ready to get checked in if something else happens to Dak. But
He's
Joe
such a
Milton,
typical Cowboys backup QB, Like
he was
straight through the
typical.
system, always been there.
Yeah, just standing there. It's
Just
weird.
standing there, always
He's been there
the yes
forever.
man.
Oh yeah. When his name is called, he'll do his best basically. But yeah, he was always there, it seemed like, and now he's gone. Now you have Joe Milton, a big old quarterback, as the backup for Dak Prescott. Don't think I'm sold to him being the future just yet, and I don't think we should shut the door yet on Dak as a Dak truther, by the way. I love my quarterback. People can hate on him all they want. but he hasn't always had the most help in the world. And I think this is a good opportunity this year for him to really have a lot of shiny new toys with him and CD and George Pickens in the past game. So